Deep beneath the sparkling blue waves of the Atlantic lay the kingdom of Atlantica, a world of coral spires and shimmering fish. King Triton, the mighty ruler of the seas, was hosting a grand concert to showcase his 7 daughters. But as the youngest, Ariel was supposed to make her grand entrance. Her shell opened to reveal nothing. Ariel was gone. Far from the palace, Ariel was exploring a sunken shipwreck with her best friend, Flounder. While the rest of her world was content under the sea, Ariel was obsessed with the world above. She scavenged the wreckage for human stuff, finding a silver fork in a smoking pipe. To her, these weren't trash, they were treasures. She rushed to the surface to see Scuttle, a confused but friendly seagull. "It's a dingle hopper," Scuttle declared, holding up the fork. "Humans use it to style their hair." Ariel marveled at the object, her heart longing to know more about the people who made such things. However, her daydreaming was cut short when she realized she had missed the concert. Returning home, she faced the wrath of her father. Triton viewed humans as spineless, harpooning fish eaters. He forbade her from ever going to the surface again and assigned his court composer, Sebastian the Crab, to keep a narrow eye on her.
Despite her father's warnings, Ariel couldn't stay away. That night, a massive shadow blocked the moonlight. A ship. Ariel swam toward it, ignoring Sebastian's frantic protests. Clinging to the side of the vessel, she saw him, Prince Eric. He was kind, handsome, and celebrating his birthday. Ariel was instantly smitten, watching from the waves as he played with his dog, Max. Suddenly, the sky turned a bruised purple. A violent storm erupted, the wind howling like a wounded beast. Lightning cracked the mast, and the ship was engulfed in flames. In the chaos, Eric was thrown overboard and knocked unconscious by falling debris. As the ship sank into the churning abyss, Ariel dove deep. She grabbed the prince, pulling his heavy frame through the suffocating waves. She dragged him to the shore of a nearby beach. As the sun began to rise, she sang to him, a voice so pure and melodic it seemed to hover over the sand. Eric's eyes fluttered, but before he could fully wake, the sound of his servants approached. Ariel slipped back into the water, watching from behind a rock. "I don't know when, I don't know how," she whispered, "but I'm going to be part of your world."
Part of your world.
In the days that followed, Ariel was a different mermaid. She was giddy, distracted, and constantly humming. Sebastian was a nervous wreck, knowing that if Triton found out a human had been saved, there would be seaweed to pay. Unfortunately, Triton's intuition was sharp. He noticed his daughter's glow and eventually cornered the terrified crab. Sebastian, under pressure, let the secret slip. Triton's rage was like a hurricane. He tracked Ariel to her secret grotto, a hidden cave filled with the human artifacts she had collected over the years. Ariel tried to explain that Eric was a good man, but Triton wouldn't listen. "He's a human! You're a mermaid!" he roared. To save her from her own heart, he raised his powerful trident. One by one, bolts of magical energy blasted Ariel's treasures. The dingle hoppers, the statues, and the books were reduced to ash and shattered glass. Ariel watched in heartbreak as her world was destroyed by her own father. When the smoke cleared, Triton left, feeling a pang of regret, but believing he had done the right thing. Ariel collapsed in tears, her spirit broken. It was in this moment of absolute despair that 2 glowing, sinister eyes appeared in the shadows. The eyes belonged to Flotsam and Jetsam, a pair of slithering moray eels. They whispered to Ariel in oily, soothing tones. They told her of someone who could help her, someone who could make all her dreams come true. They spoke of Ursula, the sea witch. Sebastian tried to stop her, but Ariel, blinded by grief and love, followed the eels into the dark, murky depths of the forbidden abyss. Ursula's lair was a skeletal remains of a prehistoric creature, surrounded by a garden of poor, unfortunate souls. Merfolk who had failed to pay the witch's debts now turned into shriveled, polyp-like husks. Ursula, a massive cicala with ink-black tentacles, welcomed Ariel with a predatory smile. She knew exactly what Ariel wanted, to be human. "I can make you a potion," Ursula purred. "You'll have legs and you'll go to the surface, but there is a price." The deal was simple. Ariel had 3 days to get the prince to fall in love with her and seal it with a kiss of true love. If she succeeded, she remained human forever. If she failed, she would belong to Ursula. And the cost for the potion? Ariel's voice. "You won't need it," Ursula laughed. "You'll have your looks, your pretty face." Desperate, Ariel signed the glowing golden contract. The transformation was agonizing. As Ariel sang her final note, Ursula's magic took hold. A swirling vortex of golden light surrounded Ariel's tail. Her fins split and lengthened, turning into smooth, pale legs. But without her gills, she began to suffocate. Sebastian and Flounder frantically pulled her toward the surface, breaking the water just in time for Ariel to take her first breath of air. She sat on the jagged rocks, wiggling her toes in confusion and wonder. Scuttle tried to help her dress in a piece of sailcloth, while Sebastian grumbled about the madness of it all. Soon, Prince Eric appeared on the beach, walking Max. He saw the girl and was struck by her beauty. But when he asked her name, Ariel could only point to her throat. "You can't speak?"
What is your name?
Eric asked, his face falling. He was looking for the girl with the magical voice who had saved him, and this silent girl clearly wasn't her, or so he thought. Still, seeing she was washed up and alone, he took pity on her. He brought her back to his castle, offering her a room, warm clothes, and a place at his table. Ariel was finally in his world, but she was running out of time before her heart became the witch's property. The next 2 days were a whirlwind of discovery. Ariel found joy in the simplest things: the feeling of a hairbrush, the taste of cooked food, and the thrill of a horse-drawn carriage. Eric was charmed by her innocence and her zest for life. She looked at the world with such wonder that he found himself falling for her, even without the voice he had been searching for. Sebastian, meanwhile, was doing his best to stay alive in a castle full of seafood chefs. He managed to hide in Ariel's room, acting as her conscience and coach. On the second evening, Eric took Ariel for a romantic rowboat ride in a glowing blue lagoon.
Never seen it like this.
The atmosphere was perfect. Fireflies danced in the air, and the percussion of the swamp provided a rhythm. Sebastian, sensing the moment, led a chorus of animals in the song, "Kiss the Girl." Eric leaned in, his heart racing. Ariel closed her eyes, leaning toward him. They were mere inches away from the kiss that would save her. But Ursula, watching through her crystal ball, wouldn't allow it. She sent Flotsam and Jetsam to tip the boat. The moment was ruined, and as the sun began to set on the second day, Ursula decided to take matters into her own tentacles.
Your time is up!
While Ariel slept, a beautiful woman with a familiar voice appeared on the beach. This was Vanessa, Ursula in disguise, using Ariel's voice captured in a glowing nautilus shell. Using the voice's hypnotic power, she cast a spell on Eric. By the next morning, the palace was abuzz. The prince had found his mystery girl and was to be married immediately on a wedding ship. Ariel watched from the docks, her heart shattering as she saw Eric lead Vanessa onto the boat. She couldn't speak to tell him the truth. Just as the ship began to sail, Scuttle flew over the deck and overheard Vanessa laughing at her reflection in a mirror, revealing the sea witch's true face. Scuttle raced back to Ariel. "The prince is being tricked! The witch is the girl!" Ariel jumped into the water, kicking her human legs with all her might to reach the ship. Flounder pulled her through the waves, while Sebastian went to find King Triton. On the ship, Scuttle led an army of birds and seals in a chaotic attack on the wedding. In the scuffle, the Nautilus shell fell from Vanessa's neck and shattered. Ariel's voice flew back into her chest. "Eric!" she cried. Eric woke from the trance, realizing Ariel was the one. But as they rushed to kiss, the sun dipped below the horizon. Ariel's legs melted back into a tail. Ursula, revealing her true form, dragged Ariel back into the sea. Triton arrived to confront Ursula, but the contract was legal and binding. To save his daughter, Triton made the ultimate sacrifice. He signed his own name in her place. Triton withered into a small gray soul, and Ursula seized his crown and trident. "I am the ruler of all the ocean," she shrieked, growing to a gargantuan size, her head rising above the waves like a dark mountain. She created a massive whirlpool, pulling sunken ships from the ocean floor. Eric, refusing to lose Ariel again, climbed aboard one of the old vessels. As Ursula prepared to blast Ariel with the trident, Eric steered the ship's jagged, splintered bowsprit directly into the witch's heart. With a scream that shook the foundations of the sea, Ursula exploded into a cloud of ink and magic. With the witch gone, the poor, unfortunate souls were restored, including King Triton. He rose to the surface and saw Ariel watching Eric on the shore. He saw the love in her eyes and the bravery in the prince's heart. "She really does love him, doesn't she?" Triton sighed. With a flick of his trident, he transformed Ariel's tail into legs one last time, permanently. Ariel ran to the beach, and in a grand celebration between the land and the sea, she and Eric were married. The two worlds were finally united by a love that spanned from the shore to the deepest blue.